For more on pharma's fight against superbugs and indeed the outlook for the sector, Mariam Bimard spoke with IHS's Margaret Labban in London.
Margaret, thank you for joining me. Let me start off by asking, are big pharmaceuticals looking to acquire smaller firms in order to tackle things like the superbug?
We're definitely seeing a trend, increased investment. We're seeing transactions, partnerships, acquisitions, like we heard about Merck acquiring Cubist. So definitely a lot of interest, and there's a real reason behind it. There's a medical need for new antibiotics. And in fact, a recent review commissioned by David Cameron released results last night, and the results are startling. Basically, we're talking about 10 million individuals losing their lives annually if nothing is done about this public health threat by 2050. And this is going to cost the healthcare systems considerably, around 100 trillion. So it's a serious issue. Governments are definitely moving towards expediting development of drugs, and it's a good opportunity for pharma to really seize that opportunity.
And are big pharmas taking this opportunity to put more money in things like tackling the Ebola virus?
Yes, there's definitely a lot of increased investment in anti-infectives, but tackling the Ebola virus or tackling the antibiotic resistance issues is sort of a little bit different. With the virus issue, we had an outbreak, and so we really needed to push new drugs out onto the market. With the antibiotics, it's been a gradual build-up to the point where we have a lot of bacteria that's developed resistance and a lot of infections that aren't being treated by the antibiotics we have on the market today. So it's really important to bring new drugs to the market, and when governments realize that and regulators realize that, they definitely create an environment that makes it conducive for pharma to invest and to push new drugs out onto the market.
And what's your outlook for the sector moving forward?
I think the outlook is quite favorable. Anti-infectives has definitely been a big sector within pharma, and I think it'll continue to be the case. If we're taking the whole segment, including antibiotics, vaccines, and antivirals, I think GSK stands out as a market leader there. But with the recent acquisition with Merck, they're not too far behind, and they could definitely inch ahead of the competition. We also have Pfizer, quite a big player in the field. But there's different segments within that, and so it'll be really interesting to see what kinds of partnerships and acquisitions sort of change the tides moving forward. I do think we're going to expect a lot of more antibiotics making their way onto the market, and hopefully that'll help us deal with this crisis on our hands.